So the Shahab 1 and Fateh 110 are considered short range, traveling about 300 kilometers. The Rod 500, Shahab 2, and Fateh 313 can reach targets nearly 500 kilometers away, while the Dezvul and Qadr missile systems have a range of nearly 1,000 kilometers. And the Shahab 3 is estimated to reach targets roughly 1,300 kilometers away. Now, in the longer range, the Khorram Shahr Gadr and Sejjil missiles can reach up to 2,000 kilometers. All right, Wolfgang Pusztai is a security policy and defense analyst. He joins us now from Vienna. So I wonder, from your perspective, we've been hearing a lot of saber rattling from the Americans about how long they can go on and how much ammunition they have. Obviously, similar things coming from the Iranian side. In your view, who actually has the stamina for this war to drag out for longer?
Well, Scott, thank you for having me on your news show. Actually, this all must be considered as part of information warfare. On one side, the Americans, especially Donald Trump, but also the Israelis, they want to send a message to Iran: don't expect this to be over within 1 or 2 weeks. Don't expect that we can fight only for 1 or 2 weeks. And this means they want to undermine the morale in Iran. They want to undermine the morale of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps and of all the others in fighting against the offensive of Israel and of the United States, to the way that they give up. On the other side, of course, consequently, Iran wants to send the message by the ongoing missile salvos towards Israel and by the ongoing attacks on various facilities, military American and civilian facilities on the Gulf states, that they also can continue the war forever. So this is part of information warfare, and this we'll see in the next few days and weeks if this will really lead to an early end of the war or to a longer campaign.
So the U.S. and Israel say that they've been going after IRGC command posts, missile launch sites, and I wonder how much realistically will they be able to degrade Iran's ability to strike over, say, the next couple of days and weeks? I mean, can you give us a sense of how many launch pads, how many places Iran actually has at its disposal to launch missiles or launch drones at U.S. targets or targets in the Gulf?
Actually, there are two answers. One answer with regard to the medium-range ballistic missiles with an, let's say, Israel range. Iran has probably a couple of hundred missiles with an Israel range left, but only a few dozens of launching systems. And this is the problem for Iran. And if you compare the number of missiles launched in a salvo during the 12 days war and what is launched right now, and the time gaps in between them, it's quite clear that the capabilities of Iran to launch missiles against Israel are significantly degraded. That's quite different with regards to the Gulf states. Iran has probably about 1,200 to 1,500 short-range ballistic missiles with a range to reach the western shores of the Gulf. These kind of missiles, short-range ballistic missiles, fly lower and slower than the medium-range ballistic missiles and are easier to be intercepted, obviously, than the other ones. Nevertheless, they are a significant threat, and the challenge is, even if everyone says he has enough ammunition, the challenge is to have enough air defense missiles to shoot these down. And even a bigger problem for the Western Gulf states is the drone threat. Iran has between 12,000 and 15,000 drones of a type with a range of more than 300 kilometers. Those drones are obviously relatively easy to intercept, but if you are just a few minutes away from Iran, they are nevertheless a significant threat, as we can see with the many impacts happening also at American bases in the Gulf region.
Wolfgang, I want to make sure that I didn't misunderstand what you just said. You said there were 12 missile launch sites in Iran. So if that's the case, how well protected are these sites? And is there a scenario where Iran would still have plenty more ammunition left in its arsenal, but nowhere to launch the missiles or the drones from?
Yes, there are a couple of dozen mobile missile launchers still available to Iran. Yes, and yes, it might very well be that Iran has a sufficient number of medium-range ballistic missiles left, but no launchers. That's a reasonable scenario.
All right, Wolfgang, we certainly appreciate your insight. Thank you so much